Hello everyone and welcome back. So this will be my first competition at Blue Belt. Was promoted recently and decided to give it a go at IBJJF down in San Jose. This is just a two-man bracket, me and one other guy, so single elimination, one match. Blue Belt middleweight, over 35 years old, let's do it. So we lock up and he does a kind of collar drag slash modified Yoko Toshi. I'm taking some judo now, so watch out for that. He switches to same side sleeve and collar there, and then goes to block. I'm able to recover, get up before he does, tap the knee, and take him down, but I don't get points for that because he was already down, and he clearly initiated the initial movement. He locks up close guard, and the ref is going to reset us to the center. So this whole match ended up being a pretty interesting close guard battle. I mean, interesting as far as close guard goes, so basically boring. But don't turn away just yet. It gets better. So we're gonna. He's gonna try to throughout. He's gonna try to get that knee on the inside. And I try my log splitter pass or guard break, I should say. That doesn't work. I'm going to do my bread and butter now. I'm going to stand up, control the sleeve, and try to push the same side sleeve down, or leg down. But he's really strong. His guard, I was going to have a really hard time opening it. And he forced me back down to the mat. Here I'm trying to just put the knee in the middle, pop his guard open. It's not working. He's doing a good job of recentering his hips and not letting my knee in the middle. So there he is again, trying to put the knee on the inside. I keep trying to hop that over. Each time he does that, he's opening his guard, and I didn't quite realize that's what he was doing. Again, fighting for grips, inside space. And let me just say right here, this is not a cross-collar choke, guys. Don't do this. Use your arms for something better. Not deep at all. We're going to continue. I keep blocking the bicep. He's very long. And quite a bit taller than me, and so it's kind of difficult because he can reach me even when I'm postured, and that's not normal or usual for me. So he does it again, but his guard is open, and I feel it this time, so I'm going to push down the leg, grab the pant, and he's got my sleeve controlled there. I'm going to drive the knee through, trying to knee cut. I know that spider guard is a problem, but he lets go, and that lets me around. We're going to slow that down in a second, but I just want to show this. Connect the S grip. Try to come over the top of that leg. Referee in the way, of course. Wouldn't be a jiu-jitsu video, home video, without the referee in the way. And he's able to lock up close guard. And I leave my arm behind, actually. So from the head wrap, that gets stuck there for a little bit of the match. So we'll watch this in slow motion here. He's controlling the sleeve consistently, and I'm trying to push down on the leg. And I get a pant grip, but again, that goes right into his spider. I don't like what he's doing with my right arm, so I connect myself to his other leg. I probably should have pushed that back instead of just down. I might have even been fighting myself there. I'm trying to just maintain pressure. When he lets go, I circle in, and right here, his bottom knee gets in. And I probably, instead of trying to control the far hip, should have done a better job of blocking that knee from coming in. He's so long, though, that in order to get around his feet, I kind of had to leave space. So it was just difficult for me at the blue belt level. But consolidating a pass is something that we can all work on, right? And then he's just so long. He's got a grip on my knee. And he's able to just put me back in close guard. This was a big struggle, and there you can see my arm is stuck. And I think if he had been a more aggressive competitor, that could have been a lot of trouble for me. A few seconds of close guard, videographer resets, and we continued continuously. He's going to go here, again, kind of threatening the cross collar choke. I react. I maybe overreact to these grips. I just do not want to get cross collar choked. But he never at any point really had a grip that I felt was was going to do it, but I didn't want him to continue to advance his grips. And my coach at this point is saying, look, Kelsey, you're not going to break his closed guard, so just dive on the Ezekiel. We've been working on this in class a little bit. I have to give him like all of my weight, which again, if he was a little bit more seasoned competitor, he probably could have swept me easily, actually, from this position. I'm just giving him so much of my weight. But he's very focused on keeping my fist off of his throat. And my grip there fails. I'm getting tired. And I ultimately abandon the effort. The technique was not very good either. He's going to set up here, boom, sees the opportunity for a scissor sweep. I defend it, but in response, I give him my left leg. And so I'm going to try to connect myself to him again, close off space. I don't want to give him the ability to stretch me out, so I'm going to sit on that leg. But he's going to control basically the entire right side of my body, and now he's under me, and I'm in trouble. And he controls both legs. I tip. And here, I decide, oh, I'll sit to guard. Oh, wait, no, it's a competition. Don't sit to guard. And so we go over. So we'll watch that series again in slow motion because it's the most action that we had in the whole match. So he's going to set up the grips for a scissor sweep. Sort of gets it going. I'm wise to it, but in the process of basing out, I give him my right leg. And I have decent base, I like to think. You know, the taekwondo and the basketball as a kid, right? That adds up. You get your stances down, get your balance right. And so here again, just trying to compress, but he's not quite under me, but with this leg, when he slips that in, now he's under me. And now he's going to be able to elevate me, and control me in ways that are uncomfortable for me. So my left leg is really all I've got here now, and I give it to him. I circle towards him, and that allows him to sort of just dump me over. And here again, I'm like, oh, I'll sit to guard, but no, don't sit to guard. Get your leg back, Bo. Like, don't give your arm up. And as a result of that moment of hesitation of the dogfight of saying, oh, I'll sit to guard, he's going to dump me over. Now, because of the rules of jiu-jitsu, he's not actually going to get points for that. Because that occurred in the outside the safety area where he actually took me over. Now, he almost had me, so he gets an advantage for that because we were still in the competition area. But when he ultimately took me over, we were outside of it. We're going to reset standing, and I'm going to go ahead and hop on that single leg. Going to swallow that up. Once I had this leg over, I knew I had him. Once I had both legs and we were already on the ground, I knew I had him. I just didn't want to get back in his close guard. So I'll just settle for half because we're almost done with the match here. 40 seconds left when we get stood back up. I looked at the score, and I actually thought that he was up 2-1. I thought that for some reason he got an advantage on the cross collar choke, and again, swallow that right up. Boop. There you go. Control the far hip, drive into him, and try to get the knee in the inside, but he's just... And maybe, maybe I should have been controlling that knee beforehand, almost in like an over-under type position, but with this much time left on the clock, 15 seconds here, I actually don't have my points yet. Boom, now I have my points, because he was threatening a guillotine. I thought that and here I'm just going to drive in. I don't care. I don't care. There's 10 seconds left or whatever, and we're going to be done. We'll watch it from a different angle here. Don't sue me, IBJJF. And the reason we're going to do that is because there's a little kazushi here that I want you to see. A little bit of off-balancing, setting up the single leg. Here. Whoop. That little dip, okay, where I pull him towards me. I control that left collar, all right? Well, his right collar. And I'm just going to draw him in a little bit as I penetrate. Whoop. And that brings him, and that sets him, he wants to move backwards, right? And that's the direction I want him to go, because I'm driving into him with the single leg. So just a little bit. And I actually think that's what got me the points and got me the W. So, again, just to reiterate, I thought that he was ahead 2-1 on advantages. I thought that the sweep gave him an advantage, and I thought that his cross collar chokes got an advantage. And I thought that either my Ezekiel attempt had gotten me an advantage or my guard pass attempt had gotten an advantage. But apparently, both my Ezekiel and my guard pass attempt got me 2 advantages, and he only got 1 advantage. So the ref also saw that those cross collar chokes were not adequate threats of a submission. I will say that afterwards I acknowledged to him that, in a gym, in the dojo, he swept me, right? And I want to put that out there for everybody to understand. Like, this guy bested me from the closed guard position, okay? He swept me. And when we stood back up, I thought, he might even be delayed in giving him points, or there might be an error on the scoreboard. So I just need to get in there and get the takedown and get my points. So I will say, even if he gets those points for that sweep, in that case, it's 2 points, no advantages to my 2 points and 2 advantages. So I still win this match, but barely. This was a good introduction to blue belt competition. I will say, mistakes, all right? So I let him dominate the grips, and that was a big problem, okay, from standing. He's a lot longer than me, and you could see how that played to his advantage in some components of the match, but ultimately I think it put me closer to his legs so that I could hit that single. There was about a 30-second period there where I just kind of was like, well, shit, what am I going to do here if I can't open up his guard? And we just kind of played with grips, and I should have just continued to try to press the guard breaks, and there are a few other mistakes that I mention, in the video, giving up my right arm from the head wrap position after I tried to consolidate the pass. That could have been a disaster for me. The Ezekiel was poorly applied. What can I say? I think the initial setup might have been okay, but once my grips were shot, it wasn't going to work. And he's so long, he could just stretch me out, and I just couldn't get in close to him to hit that. So it is what it is. The whole series from the sweep was no good for me. I think with someone that long, I really needed to do a better job of not letting him under me and not giving him my legs. I gave him my legs in 2 instances. So special thanks to Lisette for video moral support and the car ride. Thanks, babe.